Martin Shepard, Arch Access, hanging out with me on the 40 Stories. We're having so much fun, Martin, telling the stories of our members. Without our members, we don't do a whole lot last time I checked.
Yeah, absolutely. We need members.
As simple as that.
Happy to be one.
We were going through our list of companies that we think are just doing some great stuff in Pittsburgh. Arch Access came up, and you, as an entrepreneur starting the company, you're not just Arch Access, you're also a full-time lawyer. You're also doing a lot of work when it comes to building equity in the workplace, which we think is just amazing all the way through. So thanks for hanging out with me.
Yes, absolutely. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. So first up, your background, real fast, just who is Martin Shepard, man? Like,
oh my gosh. Where do I begin?
Do you have 25 hours in a day?
It was nice. I am, as you mentioned, I'm a lawyer by trade. I have been a lawyer for years, a very long time now.
I didn't hear that? How many?
I am a full-time practicing partner at Townsend Lockett, a law firm based in Atlanta, Georgia, with offices in Dallas, Chicago, and Los Angeles. And kind of came into the world of entrepreneurship through my network and almost happenstance, right? Like I had some friends say, "Hey, you want to start a company?"
Like,
and I was like,
"Sure,
why not? Let's start it.
I got plenty of time.
I got plenty of time. Let's start a company."
Yeah.
And through various, opportunities and mistakes, and as entrepreneurs do, and lessons along the way, ended up with ARC being a cybersecurity managed service provider, and now offering also IT services to people.
So you added that to it. That's relatively new that you added that service,
We've
right?
added IT services at this point. I'm leveraging a team of people, mostly in Pittsburgh, but some folks in other places too. We put together a really nice model for small and mid-sized businesses, so that it's one stop. You don't have to think too much about it.
Totally.
We manage your IT, we manage your security, we get you through a SOC 2 audit, we get you through your HIPAA compliance, whatever the need is.
The whole world of cybersecurity is so wide open, which is why it's been so much fun watching your company grow. You've been hanging out at the Tech Council offices. You have been running a cube from us for, it seems like forever, but it's been really fun to watch you guys navigate the ups and the downs and the all-arounds to have really one of Pittsburgh's top cybersecurity firms.
Thank you. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounded really good.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
No pressure there.
That's the way I roll.
No, it's true. Like, it's been incremental. At times, it's been slower than I would like, but you have to perfect things and get them right.
Absolutely.
And the longer we're in this thing, the more I can see that we're crystallizing it to. I see a future where we have in the near term, not in the long term, in the near term, where we develop a product that approximates the service model.
Right. Well, that's where everything's heading. Yeah. That's where it's heading. Yeah. So I got to ask you about the Executive Action Resource Network, known as EARN.
Yeah.
It's such important work there. The idea that we're trying to get people from every background into corporate America.
That's right.
And COVID kind of spawned it. Give us the quick story on that.
EARN was really a outbirthing of a couple of my colleagues and I during the summer of George Floyd. Just kind of got together and said, like, what can we do to affect change? People are in the streets, and that needs to happen because that voice is a powerful one. But we wanted to use our angle and our space and our network to affect change. And so we drafted a letter to the 50 largest employers.
What a cool idea. Like, you're making this declaration, reaching out to the 50.
Yeah, absolutely. And just said, hey, here are some things that we feel could be different in the region, specifically for Black people in the region, and we think you can help bring about that change.
Love it, man. Get the conversation started.
And so that was pretty well received, actually. We started to build a list of advocates and people who were behind what we were talking about. And then we put a business model behind it.
Even better yet, you put a business model.
We knew we were going to put a business model behind it the entire time.
I love it, of course.
So we built a team of DEI and HR consultants, and then we entered into a relationship with an existing staffing company and built a staffing company. We have merged those services into a single curriculum where, from recruiting people, really from HR design and sort of planning and procedure and policy, all the way through recruiting and landing the talent and keeping the talent in place.
Love it, man.
All opportunity for change in this country starts with resource, right? So you have to devote resources to things in order to change them. And I think increasingly we're seeing when people have opportunity, when they have been uplifted by opportunity, people tend to answer the call and do well in those situations. And so we've had a lot of really successful placements.
That's what I want to hear.
We've made a lot of
people into high-level jobs,
yes.
and that's where it all starts.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Tech Council's a huge fan of that. We're a huge fan of the fact that you're doing stuff with
Yes.
Arch, and of course, full-time lawyer as well too.
The Tech Council has been extremely supportive
Thank
of
you.
the EARN mission. Is of course supportive of what I'm doing with ARC. But I look at workforce and the changing demography in this country, and some of what we're doing is necessary just by virtue of the changes in demography. And I think we're at the trailhead of something. In 10 years, we'll look back and say, hey, I'm glad we could start that effort.
Very cool, man. Very cool. You pretty much answered the question I was going to ask. I'm going to ask it again just in case, because we want to know, why did you join the Tech Council? What have you gotten out of being part of the Tech Council? Because we always want to ask our members that so we can continually tweak what we do to help better serve our members.
I mean, for me in the beginning, I could see that this was kind of the pulse of the technology community here, and I was going into the technology space. And so the relationships and the people involved, the programs, and the social time, and just being able to say, hey, my name is Martin, and meet, run down the list. I would start naming people, but I'll leave somebody else. I was this close to starting to name people. But I have seriously developed relationships with some of the prominent folks in the Pittsburgh tech community.
That's what I want to hear. That's what we want to be able to do. We want people to join up and be able to connect, grow their business.
Absolutely.
You've been doing just that. You even took time out of your 25-hour day to hang out with me as part of our 40 stories. That just makes me so stoked.
And have a cup of coffee.
And have a cup of coffee, if that filter's clear. Thank you, Martin. You're the best.
Appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks.